What are the must-haves of any celebrity?
A beach house? Yes. A connection to Jeffrey Epstein? Perhaps. A Bentley Continental? Absolutely. And it's easy to see why. On the outside, the glittery mesh grille and 19-inch chrome wheels are the only embellishments that betray the car's swooping subtlety. It's not vulgar like its Lamborghini cousins, so you can display your wealth without attracting too much attention. This low-profile image might be why more celebrities have been through a Bentley Continental than call girls through a Motel 6.
Just to name a few, there's Paris Hilton. She's owned several. There's Arnold Schwarzenegger, J-Lo, Sylvester Stallone, Prince, Robert Downey Jr., Ludacris, Cher, Victoria Beckham, Justin Timberlake. I mean, you get the point. Anyone who's worthy of a People magazine front cover spread has owned one of these.
Celebrities are used to being pampered. And when they're not working on their new line of dog hats, they need to be pampered on the road as well. Sitting in the Continental, you feel as if you've been sucked inside a high-end sofa. Even in a nice Mercedes, there's still some plastic trim that can remind you how tough times were before you got famous. But not in here. With the exception of the buttons, you are surrounded by wood and leather. And the wood is real wood. None of that imitation stuff you get on lesser vehicles.
Super interesting. What Bentley actually does is they'll take a 4,000-year-old tree and they chop it down, then they slice the remains into ultra-thin layers. They'll glue one of those layers onto a cheap piece of wood, and after much pressing and polishing, this is what you get in your Bentley.
The leather is no less exquisite. Only the finest European cows are selected to be hand-sewn onto your seats. And the excellent soundproofing peacefully separates you from the homeless men asking for change at the stoplight. And when the Valium isn't enough to soothe your nerves after your most recent sex scandal, your Bentley can actually massage you to sleep as you drive to your attorney's office. But don't be fooled by the sleepy seats and quiet interior. This car has plenty of grunt to outrun the paparazzi. Under the hood sits 6 liters of twin turbocharged Fury, capable of propelling the 5,000-pound beast from 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds. When Volkswagen took over in 1998, Bentley benefited from a dash of German engineering. With a W12 engine design, they were able to squeeze 12 cylinders into a space fit for a V6. But from its outward appearance, you would never know the ferocity lurking underneath. It really is a wolf in Ralph Lauren's clothing.
Sorry, side note, the bonnet release is actually the Bentley hood ornament, meaning that you don't have to fumble around in the crevice for a latch. Not that you'd be getting your hands dirty anyways. That's for poor people.
Despite having 552 horsepower on tap, it's not what you'd call a sporting car. You see, a Continental GT owner is far too dignified to engage in an uncivilized contest of speed at an intersection. Such behaviors are reserved for peasants. When you do find yourself accelerating, you'll be pleased that it's not a hit you over the head with a brick kind of acceleration, but like a great surge of power. The right foot adding thrust to a four-wheel jet during takeoff. The power delivery is perfectly suited to carry you up the freeway at triple-digit speeds for a weekend in wine country.
To add to the sportiness, you can adjust your suspension dampening from comfort to sport, but the difference is almost indistinguishable. And I feel that very few Bentley owners ever touch that setting, making me wonder why they put it there in the first place. I also suspect that they never touch the paddle shifters because, well, can you imagine shifting yourself? I mean, that's the job of a servant. How embarrassing. But what's even more embarrassing is because the paddle shifter is where the turn signal ought to be, it means you have to adjust your hand on the steering wheel to put your blinker on. How crude!
Another disappointment is the shifter, which was clearly borrowed from the Volkswagen parts bin and does not feel up to par quality-wise with the original $150,000 price tag. Despite these minor flaws, the car was and is a huge success. In just 12 months, the Continental GT brought Bentley sales from a meager 800 cars per year to over 7,000. With numbers that staggering, one could easily argue that this car alone breathed life back into an incapacitated brand. Bentley's goal has always been to build cars that aren't just luxurious and fast, but the best in their class. And I think Paris Hilton would agree, the Continental GT is exactly that.